Okay, Souls here, back with another video. I've got a serious subject, which is obviously the Tory Lanez situation. Um, to be honest, I thought all this was put to bed. He got his sentence, and he was going to ride the sentence, and obviously keep trying to appeal it because he still stands with his truth, allegedly that he wasn't the one that um pulled the trigger on Meg the Stallion. Now the thing is, it's getting a bit crazy because obviously, number one, he was stabbed in prison 14 times. Yeah. Um, and I've got a clip from his dad explaining the situation and going further into what happened and why it's an injustice. And he also claimed that, there's no ill intent towards Meg or they're complaining about the people behind it, but, you know, just that they're still praying and they pray for Meg even. So it seems like his family's coming from a good place. But here's this clip. Listen to it, his dad.
Daystar did not suffer superficial wounds. He was stabbed 14 times, 5 times in his back, 1 under his left cheekbone. In fact, his jaw was open. He was stabbed twice in the back of his head, and the rest in his torso, arms, and in his chest. It may seem sensational, but thankfully, like Dr. King, it was close to his heart but did not penetrate. After that, he was being rushed to a facility nearby in a vehicle in which he said, and I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last. And having made my peace with God, I said, okay, God, is this how it's supposed to end for me?" And God said no. God told him, "Do not give up," in the car, upon which he turned to the attending officers and he said, "You must get me to wherever is the closest place that I can get to. I'm bleeding out here." He didn't even know his lungs had collapsed. All he knows is that he couldn't breathe. He could hardly speak. He was not out on the yard as it was about 6:30 in the morning and cells were just opened for them to be able to go out to breakfast. On the Thursday prior to this incident, I was called by him and I was told of the impending threat. And my family and I huddled and did what we always do. We prayed. We get together every single day and we pray. Sometimes it is twice per day. Wherever we are in the world, at a certain time, we're on our phones and we are praying. We pray for him. We pray for you. Because our mandate is not about violence. We're not here for vendetta. We're not here for any of those things. My son, as I stood with him in the hospital room on the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does." But that is his stance, and that is our stance. Might I go a little bit further? Because this will not be the first time I've said this publicly. I bear Megan the Stallion no ought at all. In fact, we have prayed for her on many occasions in our times of prayer. So this monster that Alex Spiro tried to create, and when I stood in the courtroom on that day and heard a corrupt prosecutor dismiss the fact that so many people, it was overwhelming the amount of people that sent letters to their office and were called to testify before the courts as they were considering sentence, which had already been decided, and the judge blatantly showed on that day that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors. It's so funny that there is indeed a woman who has made it her life's mission to be the whip in the press or on the blogs. I'm not even going to call her name right now, but those who know, know. Everything that has to do with Tory Lanez, I believe that she is in some way compensated to spread these narratives. And so before the sentence was read in court, she already knew. That's really interesting to me. She already knew because she had discussed it with others, not knowing that it would come back to us. God is my witness.
Now, this does sound genuine, right? But of course, it's his family member, it's his father, and you're going to back your child all the way. I'm not taking any sides in this reaction. I'm just going to speak from my point of view. And right now, it looks real. It looks like maybe there was some injustice there. I'm not sure though, because like I said, a family member is going to have your back. They are going to, speak your innocent. I mean, not in all cases, but more than likely it will happen. If you love someone and, their career's ruined and they're gone to prison for a long time, you're going to back them. So this is his point of view, but it seems real. I can't lie. New evidence has actually come out. Yeah. I believe this is Tory Lanez's team or his attorney or people that have extra information on the case. It wasn't actually Tory Lanez. It was Meg's friend. Listen to this.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do.
I've been looking into Daystar Peterson's case for almost 6 months now, professionally known as Tory Lanez. And after reviewing the evidence, the reporting, and the legal analysis, I've come to the conclusion that Tory Lanez was railroaded by the former district attorney, George Gascon. It is true that last week, the New York Post editors reached out to 3 parties, one being George Gascon, Megan Pete's team, and Kelsey Harris. It is also true that Megan's team was the only ones that responded back for that request for comment.
As the attorneys laid out here today, the prosecution failed to produce a single shred of forensic evidence tying Tory to the actual gun. His fingerprints weren't on it. His DNA was later found to be 100% nearly excluded from the gun, as shown in the worksheet that was provided to the defense late on the eve of the actual trial, after making a request for that very document. After trial, looking at this evidence, there is a 0.01% chance Tory's DNA was on the firearm. That's a difficult statistic to equate with the story as told by the prosecution.
Now, obviously, this doesn't 100% prove it, but you know how the justice system works. When you have a witness, or someone that can provide a testimony, um, it now helps the case in favor of the person with the witness a lot of the times. So it is valid, but the problem is, where was he or where was this information when the case was going on? There's a lot of political games going on in this case. And even though this is being said now, if I look at it from the other side, not being biased, anyone could get paid off. There are ways to get people to come out with a statement or be a witness. There are ways, there are undercover ways this could happen. So I don't think this 100% proves his innocence, but it seems like a strong case. And the reason why I say that is because, think about this. When the case was going on, this guy was nowhere to be seen. So did someone pay him off at that time? Or maybe was he threatened, or anything could happen to have kept him away? But whatever happened, and he wasn't there, right? So they couldn't even use him as a witness at the time. On the other side, the friend, I believe her name is Kelsey, was for some reason given immunity. And she still appeared and made a statement in court, and she could have said anything. Why was she given immunity? And what information were they protecting? Because surely, even though you can get immunity, there must be some information that will put you in the mix for you to need immunity. So that's what makes it a bit sticky, and that's what makes this look like the real truth. Yeah? Did Meg's friend shoot her? And then if we want to go into reality now, the story behind everything was that Tory Lanez was seeing the friend, dating the friend, Kelsey, and then did something with Meg, got romantically involved with Meg the Stallion. In reality, when women get jealous, they get really jealous and they can do anything. They can act on impulse and they can move wild. They can move crazy when they're hurt, right? So when you look at it and when you think about it, there's a big possibility that she did it but regretted it, because obviously they're friends after all. And because they're friends, and maybe because they both want to spite the guy that played them both, they could decide that, you know what, let's protect each other and let's get him back. That's a big possibility in this situation. But the difficulty in the situation is that Meg herself stated that Tory did it. She even went on a whole promotional campaign to basically support that it's unfair what happened to her, and she's gone through so much since then, and she's had to suffer public opinion and all of this. She even did a documentary. So the promo, the marketing and everything was good, and it worked. And now Tory Lanez is sitting in jail. Do you know what I mean? So what is the actual truth? Because let me tell you something. This guy has now been stabbed in prison 14 times. This is no light work. This is no light prison fight. Like, prison fights happen, in it, and a lot of people survive them. But this is now life and death. And if the guy didn't fire the shot at Meg, This is an innocent man that's now suffered twice. One suffered because because he got put in prison. That also did damage to his career because he can't. I know he's still releasing music and stuff, but the thing is, he can't really do much with his music career, and he was popping, yeah. And then two, now he's been stabbed, so potentially he could have been this stabbing could the blame could be put on Meg and all the people that put this guy inside, yeah. That is nasty work, and if that's true, they need to get him out now and stop this evil that's going on because this is wrong. If that's the case, like I said, I'm not biased to anyone. I'm just going by the information we're all getting, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Yeah, it is looking like he is innocent, but I'm not gonna say for Golden he's innocent because you never know. Another thing to support that is that it all the timing seems a bit weird because isn't it a good story? And I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying, wouldn't it make a good story if he gets stabbed and then all of a sudden we find out he's innocent? We're gonna feel more, the public will feel sorry for him more. And we might be the ones to push for a retrial. Is that what it's called? You know, when you push for the case to be looked at again. This all seems like the right reason to give him another chance, basically. So that could also be a game plan, you know. That doesn't necessarily mean he didn't do it. Yeah? But long and short, I don't know what's going on. I didn't really cover this before because um, you know, I wasn't there. None of us were there. None of us really know the truth. So I don't like to be wrong and strong and just standing on just hearsay. Do you know what I mean? But what I will say is, you see, when everyone says protect black women, right? I agree, protect black women. But if Tory Lanez is innocent, we now have to protect black men. And I'm saying this even just not based on Tory Lanez, based on everything that goes on. What I will say is protect entertainers. Yeah? Protect people that are in the public eye. This game is so mad that it's not black and white as they show it to us. Yeah? There are loads of things that go into play. And I've said it before, when you have money, I said it relating to the Shannon Sharp thing on my channel. Right? There's a Shannon Sharp video about what's going on with him as well. When you have money, you face more threat. You face more legal battles. People are after your money. And behind that, there's a lot of mind games and manipulation. And um, people can use things to put you in a box, to blackball you, to mess up your life, to tell the world you're crazy, put you in prison. They can use so many angles to do it. A lot of these entertainers are not safe unless they allow themselves to be controlled. So I don't know what is at play here, but it's looking very sticky. And I can't 100% stand on the side of Tory definitely shooting Meg the Stallion. I can't say that happened for Golden. I don't know. And if he did, I guess the prison side of things is what he deserves. But if he didn't, get that man out right now because look what's just happened to him. Yeah, he shouldn't suffer anymore. You know, like the attorney said, it, he may never get out. And he wasn't talking about the amount of years he's got. He was talking about life or death. Do you get what I'm saying? So protect entertainers, protect black entertainers, protect all entertainers, even white, because some of them get mistreated too. So all, but I feel like black entertainers are used more as puppets, and they have to just fall in line and be controlled, otherwise they face consequences like this. And I'm not saying that's a result of it, but it could be. If I'm going by what his dad says, it could be. Do you know what I mean? And then lastly, to all the people that are talking about the fact that, oh, he deserves it, or yeah, he shot Meg, so this is karma, whatever. I wouldn't 100% stand on that. I think all lives are important. I don't believe he deserves this. I guess some people would say yes if he did shoot Meg, but the way I'm looking at it now, this is even worse than the shooting in the foot. And I know people could say, yeah, but it could he could have the bullet could have gone anywhere, and also the fact that um yeah, basically the fact that it could have gone anywhere, yes, it's true. Like he could have killed her, but I think the bigger picture is that if he didn't do it, he definitely don't deserve it, and no one knows for sure. The case is not straightforward. I'm telling you, it's not straightforward. Yeah, and actually, one more thing. Also, a lot of people are thinking he got convicted for shooting Meg, but he actually got convicted for the actual gun. So my thing is that whose gun was it? If it was his, then and the friend used it, then obviously there's still some blame because there shouldn't have been a gun in the situation anyway. But if it wasn't his, it's even worse. Like I said, if all what I'm saying here is in Tory's favor and there's truth to it, then let that man go. But like I said, I'm not, thank God I'm not part of the jury. I don't have to make the decision. And also, um, I wasn't there. But that's all I'll say on this, man. And people need to just, you know, I don't know. People are evil. People, I just have grace, man. You never know, like, you never know what happened. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know the truth. Yeah? But let the truth come out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm done on that.